Hey folks, welcome back to episode 6 of the Choecast. 5, 6, I'm not good with numbers. I'm alone today, not because I don't have friends. It's because I wanted to have a one-on-one time with you guys today. I got an email this morning that really made me think this is a topic that I do want to cover and that I don't necessarily get a chance to cover, in class. And it's this idea of worth, self-worth, self-value, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to read the whole email because it is a private email to me. It's actually from a former student. I had him as a freshman and he's a senior in high school now. So he reached out to me to let me know, Miss, I've been feeling really stressed lately. And he says that there's a million things on his mind and he lists all of them. I'm not going to tell them to you. But he says that he doesn't want to share that with his parents because they already have things that they're worried about. Therefore, he doesn't want to stress them out more because they are worrying about money, they're worrying about food, they're worrying about his family. And so he doesn't want to add on to that. And that's why he's coming to me, which, first of all, I love that. I'm fine with that. I don't consider it a burden when my students share things with me because, like, thank you. That's an honor for me that you trusted me enough to tell me that kind of stuff. Um, One thing that I think I do need to emphasize is that as your teacher, I am an adult that's responsible for you in your life. For you in your life. So if you do share something with me that I think is potentially harmful to you or to someone else, I do need to report that. So before you go around saying, "Oh, Miss Choi is a snitch," if you end up killing yourself and you told me that you were going to kill yourself and I don't do anything, I'm responsible for that because I'm an adult and I'm responsible for your personal health and well-being. If you say, "Oh, Miss, I've thought about killing myself," even if it's just a passing thought and you're not actually going to do it, I am legally required to report that. And I think I make that very clear because I think sometimes when students talk to me, you feel like, "Oh, I can tell Miss anything." Well, you can't, but I do need to. I'm still your teacher. Okay. But yeah, so the reason why I bring this up is I feel like a lot of students say this, a lot of teenagers in general say this idea of, I don't want to talk to my parents because I don't want to bother them. They have enough to deal with. They are busy enough. They're stressed enough. And I'm going to tell you this from the perspective of an adult first, and then as, what I remember being like as a teenager second. So here's the adult perspective. If I am in charge of you, either as a teacher, like my job, right? Or as an adult, just morally from that standpoint, if you really were in distress or something was bothering you and you felt like you couldn't come and talk to me, that honestly breaks my heart. I don't care how busy I am. I don't care how many other students I have to deal with. I don't care if I get 40 emails a day about people all ranting about their private lives. If you feel like, "Oh, I can't talk to you because you're busy enough already," then I failed you in some way. That means that I have not communicated to you properly the fact that you matter to me. And even the students who annoy the shit out of me, who I yell at constantly, the ones who, like, when you walk into my classroom, I just glare at you because I know you're going to piss me off. It doesn't matter. I care about how you're doing just as a person. So as an adult, I can tell you that if you really are bothered by something, if you're going through something and then you end up not talking to me because you feel like it's going to bother me, that's not that's not your mistake. There's nothing wrong with you. That person, whatever they have, what signals or whatever words they've said to you, that's on them. They really screwed up. The second thing is that you also need to consider that you don't need to be so considerate at your age. You're still a kid. And I don't say this to look down on you. What I'm emphasizing is that you shouldn't have to bear burdens on your own because you are still a kid. Your job right now is to be in school, to get an education, so that you can do something with your life. And whether that means going on to college, to trade school, or going straight to work after this, it doesn't matter. your responsibility right now is to be a kid and to grow. And if you feel like your responsibilities are more than that, then that's not fair to you. I know a lot of you are at home right now and you're helping out with the family and looking after your siblings, and I really do understand that. But at the same time, you shouldn't be robbed of your childhood. So stop pressuring yourself to handle things on your own. You don't have to be big and tough. You're still allowed to be a kid. And if you feel like you can't talk to your parents because you feel like they have enough on their plate, find another adult to go be a kid to. Um, Text your math teacher. Talk to your coach. Text me. Um, Talk to your older cousin or your aunt or uncle. Someone. But it's not your job to be a grown up until it's time for you to be a grown up, and it's not time. Okay. Even now as an adult, I have moments where I go, I'm not okay. And sometimes I'll talk to my parents. Sometimes I don't want to talk to them because I don't want to. I'll talk to my older brother. I'll talk to my friends. I'll talk to an older friend in my life. Miss Torres, the English teacher right next door to us, the one that you can hear through the wall sometimes. Sometimes I'll just go to her and I'll say, "Hey, I'm stressing today because of this." And we'll just sit and listen. And just because she's older than me doesn't mean that she doesn't have stress. She also then goes to me and says, "Oh, I just really need to share with you this thing that happened that's really been bothering me." And sometimes it's about work, sometimes it's family stuff, sometimes it's just her. And there's nothing wrong with that. There I think a lot of times you guys get this impression that if you're an adult, you need to be able to handle your own shit. No, no. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my stomach growling. It is almost lunchtime. My stomach's like a clock, I swear to God. That, yeah, reach out. I don't know all of your parents personally, and I know not everybody has a relationship with their parents like I do, but I can say for the vast majority of parents, if they could if they knew that you didn't want to talk to them because they felt like you would not be able to handle listening to them, I think it would make them really sad too. Our parents are not perfect. I think especially you guys need to keep into consideration a lot of your parents are like my age or my brother's age. They're pretty young, right? So maybe in the moment where you do reach out to them, you might have gotten a reaction like, "Oh, I'm busy right now," or why can't you do this? Why can't you just be responsible? I'm betting you a lot of them later on are going to regret it. That they're going to go, "Oh shit, I screwed up. I shouldn't have said that." And they don't know how to say that to you. Yeah, but you're not alone in this. You're And I think this goes to the second thing that I want to say is that stop putting your emotions and feelings and struggles on the sidelines. They're just as important as somebody else's feelings. And stop assigning more value to other people than you assign to yourself. If you are struggling, that doesn't mean that it takes a backseat to anybody else's struggles. I really hate when people say that because I've struggled with depression since I was a teenager, probably around sixth or seventh grade, where it got really bad. But I really hate how people would say, "Oh, well, cheer up. At least you're not schizophrenic. At least your parents are still alive." It's like, look, I do believe in keeping it 100 and keeping into perspective the fact that I have a lot to be thankful for, more than most people. But you telling me at least your house isn't on fire doesn't make my depression go away. So when people say, "Oh, you shouldn't complain because so and so's life is so much harder," I'm really sorry for so and so. I hope that their life gets better. But my problems don't go away just because you measure them against someone else's. And it's this weird balance where, yeah, you're not the only person in the world, but there's only one of you in the world. So if you're going through a hard time right now, like you're struggling to balance work, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling stressed out, you're scared about the coronavirus, whatever you're dealing with right now, it's not less than what anybody else is dealing with. It's hard. Being a teenager is hard. Being alive is hard. It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And so if you feel like, wow, things are hard, it's okay. That's very normal. I think we talked about this in another episode, maybe episode 3, this idea that everybody is just trying to get their shit together. No one has their shit together. If they look like they have their shit together, they're a very good actor or actress, or they're just straight up lying to you. I don't have my shit together right now. I am obviously dealing with different issues than everybody else, but just off the top of my head, I'm stressing right now because my dad has like health problems, and my mom too, honestly. So if my dad especially were to get coronavirus right now, he might have to go to the hospital. I'm worried that my parents' store is closed right now and they don't have any source of income. And thank God my brother and I are still working so we can help them out a little bit. But my parents are not financially stable right now as much as they act like they are. They think I don't know. I do know. I'm stressed because I haven't seen my students in 2 fucking weeks. Oh God, am I going to bleep that out? Probably not. And I missed the hell out of them. I'm stressed because off the top of my head, I know 10 students right now that I haven't been able to get in touch with. And I'm like, are they alive? Are they dead? Are they in the hospital? I don't know. I'm stressed right now because I don't know. There's like a jillion different things. And that doesn't mean that life doesn't go on, but it doesn't mean that I have to act like I'm not bothered by things. I am bothered. And I'm thankful, obviously, that right now my family's healthy, that we have food to eat, that my family gets along with each other so we can talk to each other. I'm thankful for the roof over my head, that I have good Wi-Fi, that I've never really gone hungry in my life. Yes, I am thankful, and that really does help keep me grounded, but I do still have things that I have to deal with. I have depression. I am going to struggle with it the rest of my life. And most days I kick depression's ass and it ain't got shit on me. There are some days where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm in the toilet. Why is that? Oh, it's my depression. And it's a day where I maybe have to fight a little bit harder, you know? Or maybe there are days where I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, not today. And I need to crawl back in bed and I need to call someone. I need to watch some kind of movie to make me feel better. I don't know. But it looks different for everyone. So stop saying that your struggle is less than someone else's. It's not. Okay? You matter just as much as whatever person you're comparing yourself to right now. You matter just as much as your younger siblings who you need to feed and clothe. You matter just as much as your parents who are struggling to make ends meet right now. Yes, they are awesome. They are rock stars and you are grateful for them. They go through a lot. So do you. So I'm not saying that you need to put yourself above someone else. Put yourself on equal footing. Okay? If everybody else is sitting on a chair, don't sit on the floor. Sit on the chair with them. You're just as important. And I know that there are some of you who we've had conversations personally and you feel like, oh, yeah, I've had this talk with you before, miss. Some of you probably are like, I can't stand this bitch and you've never had this talk with me heart to heart, but I do need you to hear this, okay? You matter a lot. Don't be a jackass because you think you're better than other people, but you matter. And life is hard. It's okay. We're all trying to get through it. And some days you're going to feel like, wow, I did it. Like, I got through it. I did all my stuff. I have my life together. Some days you're going to just sit there at the end of the day and go, I screwed up real bad. Okay, that's fine. Tomorrow's going to be better. If it's not, the day after is going to be better. Maybe your next 2 weeks are going to be absolutely shitty, but they're not going to stay shitty forever. But you need to start putting more value in yourself. You need to, first of all, say, wow, good job. Like, give yourself a round of applause right now because you haven't died yet. You haven't murdered anybody, I'm assuming. You haven't set your whole house on fire. Like, you've done a good job up until now. Surviving is very difficult, I think, especially because today, the society that you guys are growing up in right now is very, I don't know the word in English. It's just very cutthroat. It's difficult. People are selfish. People are shallow more so than they used to be, I feel like. And I think especially, you're going to hear me say this a lot. My issue with social media is not that it's rotting people's brains or you can't get work done. It's that it makes it very easy for everybody to lie to you and to make it seem like they have their life together when they don't. They don't, okay? So stop comparing your body to the bodies of girls on Instagram. They Photoshop the shit out of that. Stop comparing yourself to the rich people on Instagram. They probably have rich families who provided for them already. They weren't born like that. Or maybe, they got lucky. But The vast majority of us don't live like that. Stop comparing yourself to the people on Instagram who have a million friends and get all these comments and likes. How many of those people do you think are really actually their friends? You know, how many of those followers do you think are actually people they paid to follow them? Stop comparing yourself to the smart kid who gets perfect grades because they don't study. Because either, number one, they do study and they lie that they don't study. Number two, they're cheating somehow. Or number three, okay, they're good at studying, but they're not good at something compared to what you're good at. So, like, for example, I was good at school. Like, I was good at taking tests. Couldn't do sports for shit. I got hit in the face with a ball every gym class. Um, you know, so this is just kind of your PSA. Stop putting yourself down. Okay? You're very important. And even if you feel like you're not important to yourself, you're important to me. You matter. If you were to disappear, I would be very sad. I would miss you. Your parents would say, maybe they won't miss me. Okay. Even if they won't miss you, I'll miss you. So, yeah, I just felt the need to say this because I don't know how often you guys hear this. You're really important and you matter in the grand scheme of things. So stop acting like you don't matter. Okay? This has been your pep talk from your English teacher. Still no update on when we're going to be back in school. I don't know. I hope it's soon because I do miss seeing you guys. And I miss being in our classroom that's like a jillion degrees every day where we're all sweating and dying. But yeah, until then, I will keep posting these probably about twice a week, just so, you know, this is my way to keep in touch with you. I haven't really gotten any questions from you guys, and I'm assuming it's because you're shy. Uh, okay, then I'm going to keep picking my own topics. If you do have something you want me to cover, reach out to me. It doesn't have to be on the Flipgrid. You can text or email me. Let me know what you want me to talk about. You want me to talk about, I don't know. My brother has been saying he would like to come on to talk about superheroes like Marvel. I would probably do that at some point. It doesn't matter if you think it's a stupid topic. I probably will end up covering it at some point. Okay? So until then, keep your chin up. You're doing good. Okay? If you survived up until today, you're doing a really good job. So hang in there. It's going to be okay. I love you guys very much. Please wash your hands. Don't lick the sidewalk. Be healthy. And I will talk to you next time.